They are indeed his own words. Trump hits back at Dr. Fauci's claims his comments praising White House COVID response were taken out of context in new campaign ad. President Trump insisted his new campaign ad includes Dr. Fauci's own words. The clip shows the doctor apparently praising Trump's response to the pandemic. Dr. Fauci earlier revealed he did not consent to being featured in the commercial. The doctor on Sunday said his comments were taken out of context from a broad statement I made months ago. The ad includes a clip of Fauci saying, "I can't imagine that anybody could be doing more," creating the impression he is referring to Trump. The comments come from a March interview in which Fauci praised the White House coronavirus task force's coordinated response. President Trump has hit back at Dr. Fauci's claims that his words were taken out of context in a new campaign ad that showed him praising the president's response to the coronavirus pandemic. They are indeed Dr. Fauci's own words, Trump tweeted Sunday after the nation's leading infectious disease expert called the ad misleading. "We have done a phenomenal job, according to certain governors. Many people agree. And now come the vaccines and cures, long ahead of projections." Fauci spoke out against the ad earlier in the day, revealing the Trump campaign had used his image without his permission and twisted his words to make it seem like he was endorsing the president. The 30-second campaign ad, which began airing after Trump was released from the hospital last week, cites the president's personal experience with coronavirus before cutting to a video of Fauci. "President Trump is recovering from the coronavirus, and so is America," the ad says. "Together we rose to meet the challenge, protecting our seniors, getting them life-saving drugs in record time, sparing no expense." President Trump tackled the virus head-on, as leaders should. Fauci is then shown saying, "I can't imagine that anybody could be doing more," creating the impression he is referring to Trump. The ad goes on to urge Americans to live carefully, but not afraid, in an apparent reference to Trump's message last week, telling people not to be scared of the virus. Fauci, one of the leading members of the White House coronavirus task force, said his words were taken out of context from a statement he made in March. "In my nearly 5 decades of public service, I have never publicly endorsed any political candidate," he said in a statement to CNN. "The comments attributed to me without my permission in the GOP campaign ad were taken out of context from a broad statement I made months ago about the efforts of federal public health officials." Fauci's comments were made during an interview with Fox News in March, when the doctor had applauded the task force's coordinated response after the deadly outbreak gripped the country. The complete clip shows Fauci saying, "I have been devoting almost full time on this. I'm down at the White House virtually every day with the task force. It's every single day. So, I can't imagine that under any circumstances that anybody could be doing more." The Trump campaign later responded to Fauci's remarks and said the ad was accurate. These are Dr. Fauci's own words. The video is from a nationally broadcast television interview in which Dr. Fauci was praising the work of the Trump administration. The words spoken are accurate, and directly from